Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another speed build. Today I am building some pastel apartments, if you could not tell by the title of the video, which is probably pretty clear because you clicked on this video to watch, which I am grateful for. We are building 4 apartments in the world of Magnolia Promenade, which is the really sad tiny world that came with the Get to Work expansion pack, and I think there's 4 lots on it total. They're mostly retail, and it's just like a sad world. So I was like, what can I put in this to be like more of a playable world, make it more fun? And actually the lighting on the lot is really good, and the surrounding world is really super cute, and you'll see that when we go in for our live tour at the end. But I'm really happy with how these came out, and I'm here to spill some tea, but we're going to try to talk about the build a little bit. So as I said, there are 4 apartments total. I believe there's one apartment that is a two bedroom, 1 bathroom house, and then the other ones are 1 bedroom, 1 bath, except the one downstairs that ends up being pink, I believe, could 1000% be a 2nd bedroom, but I kind of made it for like a little bit of a boss babe, and it's super pink and super adorable. So rather than having a child's bedroom, there's just like a really super cute office with like a gorge bookshelf and whatnot. But it definitely could be like a second bedroom if you wanted it to be. But like, who wants that? Who wants the children? I'm just kidding. I really like other people's kids. Just don't have a care for any of my own. And then I also complete it with a really cute, large, like community space with a huge pool, a little cookout area, and then the lot itself, as you can tell, is very long. So in the back, I did kind of a fake parking lot. And I had a lot of fun with it. I used these parking spaces from Debug high school years, and they are adorable. They're like painted. I don't know if that's super realistic. I don't care, okay? This is my save file, my build. If I want cute, personalized parking spots in rental apartments, I shall have them, okay? My apartment, I live in a townhouse, actually very similar to the way these look, right down to the siding and how they're laid out. But we don't have like a parking lot. It's literally like just dirt, gravel. And it's very stressful for me because I don't really like loud noises, and every time I have to pull out, it like my tires will go over the rocks and it's like and I'm like, oh my god, because I don't want to be stereotypical here, but I am a decent driver, at least in my opinion. I'm definitely the best driver in my friend group, like my circle of ladies. And with that being said, I hate driving. It's very stressful. I don't like other drivers. I will totally try to not do it as much as possible. But when I do, I have, you know, bumped into the curb once or twice. And, you know, like how everyone makes jokes and girls are just like, sorry, and we like, you know, almost kill someone, like hitting the curb. I have done that. This is my formal apology for that. I have done that a few times, okay? But I try really freaking hard not to. But also just try not to drive. So, one of the ways I get away with not driving... Oh, by the way, this is the final color scheme, and there are super cute balconies all over the place, and I'm just totally obsessed. But one way I avoid driving is I work at a nightclub. So, my primary working days are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The way that I can come home from work Sunday night, park my car, and will not leave it, or will not move it until Thursday when I go into work again. And it's not because I don't necessarily leave my house, but it's because I avoid driving at all costs, and I also live in a really cute walkable area, and I love a little hot girl walk moment. So I live by like a coffee shop, there's a couple bars, there's a couple restaurants, there's a Publix right by my house, so I can just move around. There are like 76 boba tea shops right within walking distance, and I do have favorites. Also, I love Thai tea. I don't know if y'all have ever had Thai tea, but it's really delicious. If you haven't, I definitely recommend trying it. But anyway, so I avoid driving. Speaking of work, though, I have some serious freaking tea to spill, and I need to tell someone. This is a fictional story, in case anyone ever finds it, and I need to own up to what I'm about to say. So, I have a regular who recently started dating someone. The 2 of them, they come with their big group of friends, totally chill, really great. They don't come all the time, but like once a month. I see them enough, I know them, you know, whatever. So, they came in a few days ago, they were celebrating. I think it was someone's birthday. I'm not totally sure. I was very busy, so I didn't really get to chit chat with them too much. But at one point, the new partner, I don't really know them as much as I know the regular, but they're kind of a regular now. They are at the bar talking to somebody else. All of a sudden, they're making out at the bar. This is not their partner. I was really busy, and I was jaw on the fucking floor. I don't know if you can tell by this video or if you've been watching my channel for a while. First of all, thanks. But I never shut the fuck up, okay? I can talk. Do you know what it takes for me to be speechless? Jaw on the fucking floor, right? And so the partner, they are walking over together to the drink. They see it. I was like, this is about to be bad. Nope. They just walked out. I was like, okay, I have their tab still. I have their credit card. I'm like, okay, they'll be back. I don't know. We'll see. Never come back. They never came back. They did come back a couple days later to get their card, and I talked to them. So I'm talking to them. I'm like, so, like, you okay? Like, were you good the other night? Yeah. I was just a little drunk. My social battery ran out, so I went home. I was like, okay. Keep in mind, when they came to get the credit card, they were together. I was like, that's weird. I have a theory that the two of them, I don't know if it's both or one, but I feel like maybe they had been too intoxicated to remember the whole making out with somebody that's not your person at the bar thing. Flabbergasted! I just had to tell someone, so I told you guys. Crazy though. You'll be surprised what happens. And also, like, something I don't think a lot of people know. Bartenders see and hear a lot more than you think. I've heard some crazy freaking stories. I was sitting at the bar, just like doing receipts and like cleaning and whatnot. Like, it was kind of slow. There's a group of chicks having a little girls' night sleigh. I guess one of them was like the bridge friend. So like she brought someone to meet her other friend, but they didn't really know each other. And they're like chit-chatting, small talk. Oh, how'd you meet your fiance? Blah, blah, blah. Normal stuff. This woman, with her full chest, goes, well, like, do you want the long story or the short story? Like, I guess the short one. Short story? He is married. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? I am locked in now. I'm playing it cool though. I'm just, I am full focus. They are behind me. I am listening to every word, hanging on every freaking word. I'm telling you. So the long short story is like they met at their job, and you know, he's married and they hit it off and now they're in love. But they're gonna get divorced eventually. This has been going on for like 2 or 3 years. From what I digress, the wife does know, but I don't really know why they haven't gotten officially divorced. And she's like, yeah, and his kids just like don't really like me. You know what, queen? You know what? I would not either. I'm a girl's girl, and I really, really support women just like, you know, do whatever you want. Except other people's husbands. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's, like, the little bit of tidbit that I hear when I'm just, like, out trying to do my regular little, like, day job, you know. But we have flown through our first apartment. This is our yellow apartment. So, as you can tell, I pretty much kept to a theme with all the apartments. So, like, the yellow apartment is yellow themed. The blue is blue themed. I was just having fun with this, okay? I apologize if people don't like it, but I do think I did it tastefully. This yellow one is going to have 2 bedrooms. It's going to have a primary bedroom, and then a children's room, and then a single bathroom. I cut out all the bathrooms because I don't think you guys really care about that. All my bathrooms look the same. And then, as far as the apartments go, I believe everyone, I tried to make it, like, kind of realistic in the sense that all the bathrooms have the same appliances and like countertops and stuff, like kitchens, bathrooms, but just to match the color scheme of the house they were in. I don't know if that makes sense, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we do our tour. And the reason I wanted to do that is because that's what like felt true. That's like where I have always lived in terms of apartment complexes. Even now I rent from like a small, I don't rent from a big company, it's like a small town landlord. Who just owns like the 3 or 4 townhouses that are like on the sides of me and whatnot. And even all of them have the same countertops. They're painted the same fucking shade of beige. They do have slightly different layouts, but that's because some of them are bigger and some of them are smaller. But all in all, that's my little tidbit of what I tried to do. And I'm sorry if I was yapping. I'm sorry if those stories were, like, not super fun to hear. I thought they were, like, pretty... I would want to know the tea, but I don't know. Not everyone likes my stories all the time, and I've been trying to focus more on talking about the builds. But this is not who I am, so I'm trying to, like, work through it. And when people are like, yeah, could you maybe shut the fuck up? I'm like, I can, but, like, did you have to, like, be mean to me? I don't know. So I'm going to try to talk more about the build now. More about the build, guys. We are finishing up our children's room. I really like this base game wallpaper that's, like, half and half with the white and the yellow. My best friend, or one of my best friends growing up, she lived down the street from me, her room looked really, like, the walls looked just like that, except they were pink because that was her favorite color. And let me tell you something, as a child who was given free reign to paint my room whatever fucking color I wanted, I have some stories, okay? I would let my child, if I were to ever have one, paint their room whatever fucking color they wanted. I would. But I do understand why others don't. They say hindsight's always 20/20. They're right, because when I was 6 years old, I was allowed, we are now in the green apartment, by the way, if you could not tell. I was allowed to pick my own paint color, and you know what I picked? The most bright shade of aqua blue. And I loved it. I loved it. I still love it, but I looking back at the photos of that room, my childhood bedroom, I'm like, Jesus Christ. It was like a highlighter in there, and it was a very small room, so it was just like, bam, blue everywhere. And I fucking loved it. It was the backdrop for my Polly Pocket city that I would build in my room. I've always been a builder, because I'd spend hours meticulously, like, setting everything up and then, like, not fucking play with them that long. And then my sister would come in when I was, like, in the bathroom or getting a snack and kick it all down. And you know what? I think that's the deep root as to why we're not very close in adulthood. That, and we have a huge age gap, and we don't live in the same city. But I do think the Polly Pockets played a big... Polly Pockets and Littlest Pet Shops. That's what our beef's over. Period. We are in our green apartment, by the way, and I'm gonna talk about the world, I promise. And I paired the Book Nook kit sofa with the, like, base game update TV console. I always use that a TV console. I don't really know if that's what it is, but I just thought it looked so cute in here. I imagine that this apartment is for a chef, and again, I use the Home Chef Hustle kitchen stuff all throughout these apartments, and the for rent tiles on the floor, because those tiles have an absolute chokehold on. They have gagged me. They're so gorgeous. I'm obsessed. Love that. But the nice thing about doing the apartments in sort of like color scheme, why am I saying color schemes? Color schemes, okay? Is I got to use a lot of stuff I don't typically use, because I think when you build often, or just maybe in general, I build a lot. I make content, and I also don't go to therapy like a normal person to work through my issues and just build to disassociate. That's not what everyone does. I'm just telling you that's what I do. I really like have my favorite swatches of things, so I gravitate towards like what I like to use. For example, the Growing Together rug that I used in the yellow house in the primary bedroom with like the pink roses on it. It's like a pastel yellow. It's one of my favorites. I use it literally all the fucking time. I think it's gorge. So kind of having to step out of what I would typically do in order to do some stuff that I don't normally use or even know to look for, because I'm just so autopilot with certain things, was like kind of fun. Like that high top table I used those chairs. The chairs are from Tiny Living, but that table itself, I believe, is from high school years. I might be wrong about that. I'll have to double check. But I've never used that high top table, because if I'm going to use a table, I typically use a shorter one, and if I'm going to use high top bar stools, I'm just going to have a bar. But overall, I think it looks really, really good. Very, like, natural, organic, like, good vibes. Very calming vibes. You just know whoever lives here hangs, like, eucalyptus in their shower, and they remember to change it out at a regular pace. My mom, shout out Heather one time, love my mother, okay? My mom is in, like, a self-care era. We love that. She deserves it. My mom works a lot. She's a nurse. And shout out to all the other nurses because it's a little bit of a tough job. That's why I was a business major. Okay? But my mom is in like her self-love healing era, which we love, a self-care journey. So she gets some eucalyptus to put in her shower. And I was home and I'd seen it because I like to shower in her room. She had a big, nice shower. This lady didn't realize to like change it out like at a pretty consistently because it's in a moist area. It's in a moist area, so like it gets moldy. I go in there. I was like, Mom, what the hell? She's like, oh, you like my eucalyptus? I got it like 2 weeks ago. Bitch, 2 weeks? I did not say that. I would never say that to my mother. But in my head, I was like, girl, excuse me, what? And so I changed it out, and I was like, yeah, Mom, you gotta do this like pretty consistently. And it was her bad. But also, in her defense, she had worked so much overtime. My mom consistently growing up worked like 80-hour weeks as a nurse, and then she just recently switched from nights to days. But my entire childhood, she worked the night shift. I don't really know what the reason for that was. I don't know if it was like scheduling better, money was better. I don't if there was not another option. But she worked at nights. So with that being said, as another little side note, my whole family absolutely despises crock-pot food. Not because there's anything fundamentally wrong with crock-pot food, but because my mom would come home from work at 7:30 in the morning, and she would have to go to bed to go back to work at night at, she'd leave for work at like 6 o'clock at night. So she would just go to the crock-pot and put some little crock-pot food in. We ate crock-pot food like it was our religion. It really was. And so we don't like it. When people are like, oh no, like, you don't know good pot roast. My mom makes good pot roast. Elizabeth, I'm sure your mother makes great pot roast. I don't like pot roast. Sometimes I think that that's like the wrong answer. Like when you tell people, you're like, oh my god, like, I don't really like XYZ. And they're like, well, you've just never had it from me. No, maybe I just don't like it. Maybe I just don't like it. And I am all for trying things. I'm not a big fan of like a lot of red meat or fish, but I always try it because like you never know how it's cooked different. But you know what I don't like? Cooked carrots. I'll never like cooked carrots. I have a very traumatic story surrounding cooked carrots, so I don't like them. P.S. It does involve a crock pot as well, so I don't like them. Some people are like, you just never had my mom's like bourbon glazed cinnamon honey carrots. Your mother's a wonderful woman. I just don't like them. I just don't like them. Anyway, we are into our blue build. I lost some of the footage. I was finishing this up on stream, so shout out to you if you were there. I love building on stream. It's so much fun getting like different input from people. Because sometimes I be picking choices that are ugly. And when chat is like, hey girl, this is like kind of disgusting. And I'll be like, you know what? Thank you for keeping me humble. And also being right. And I'll be like, this is disgusting. Let's change it. So, we had to go do that. Look at my little blue. I wasn't sure about the blue swatches on these specific countertops because I just didn't know if I was vibing with the yellow, but the tile had yellow in it, so I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's keep to theme. We've committed to the bit. Let's make it fucking work. I did this like, I believe this is from the Industrial Loft Kit, that table. It is a table, but I made it like a makeshift countertop. I don't know if I love it, but I was trying to be different, okay? And we are finishing up our final bedroom, and then I have to go back through and furnish all the balconies. I don't really know why I waited to the end to do that, but I did. Sue me, I don't know. And I don't know if you noticed, but I was really taking advantage of half walls, because that's like how my actual townhome looks, and I thought it looked really cute in the game. I also loved all the sliding glass doors, and because these apartments are pretty small, which I did on purpose, because if you watch my builds, I have the tendency to make things way too fucking big. Way too big. So all of the balconies in these homes are pretty much dedicated to skill building, because there was no room to put real fucking skill items other than computers and like stoves and mirrors inside. So I made sure to do that. But we are kind of coming to the end of our build. Just doing a couple last minute details. So I know we've been zipping around a lot and we've been listening to me yap because I'm a yap attack waiting to happen. But do not worry, because we're going to jump in game for a live tour, and that way you can see all my quintessential details, okay? So let's get into it. Alright team, we're going into the world of Magnolia Promenade, and it's on this slot right here. But like, take a look at this world. 4 freaking lots. And I get it's like a big overhaul in terms of like the actual retail system in the game. I get why they did this, and I'm happy we got another world, but I never have any reason to come here because it's kind of really sad. Maybe I'll redo the whole world, and by the whole world I mean literally it would take me probably 2 weeks of videos to do this whole thing. Not even, because I finished this one, but it looks really good. I don't know if it's the right way on the lot. I might have to switch it. We shall see. Also, this might be TMI, but I have like a lot of anxiety about posting this video for some reason. I have like social anxiety about it. It's like, am I talking too much? Do my friends hate me? I don't know. I just thought I'd share. Just so you know. This is our overall build though, and she's looking beautiful despite me feeling like a flaming piece of poo right now. And that's okay. I think she is a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Let's go ahead and go through like a 360. Here's that little back area I was telling you, and look at these little freaking spots. They're so cute. But like a lot of apartment complexes, especially really big ones, at least where I live, they're typically like numbered. They're not necessarily personalized, but this is better than numbers. And then I left this one plain as a guest spot. I thought of everything, basically. And we have like a little bicycle area and this trash can, a big boy dumpster, and I think she's just gorgeous. And then obviously we have a little pool. I absolutely love changing the pool water color from like the default to this one from Get Together. I don't know why, but I just think it's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. And before I had the pack, I used to watch other builders build, and I'd be like, wow, I wish I could do that. Like, that was one of the main reasons for choosing to get the pack when I did. Embarrassing, I know. But let's go on in to the actual builds themselves. I'm going to go through a bird's eye first, just so you can see the layouts. These two have very similar layouts. Oops, I forgot to do that bathroom. Better do that. And then we have these two right here. I didn't forget to do the bathrooms. Ugh. My game crashed after I did the bathrooms. That's a whole thing. I'm just happy I didn't lose the whole build. And then these are our bottom two. They don't have the exact same layout, but they are very similar. So let's go ahead and start with our yellow house. We'll go in order in which I built them. So we'll do this downstairs, upstairs, from left to right. And she is yellow. This is my favorite apartment, I think. I just love the flow. This entryway is so realistic. Maybe a little salt lamp. I imagine this is for probably a single mom and her daughter. That's at least what I was thinking. But it could be for any family. It really doesn't matter. But we have just like this little area. A lot of Dream Home Decorator and Tiny Living was used in this specific house. But I just love that it feels really realistic with the flow. Very shotgun style. And then we have our little dining area. This table is from Growing Together, and it paired so nicely with the Dream Home Decorator chairs. Then, of course, I have my yellow little kitchen area. The kitchen is small, but it has everything you need. And again, I did use the Home Chef Hustle kit. Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. I always call it a kit. My apologies. But the Home Chef Hustle cabinetry and appliances, and the sink from this pack, I love. I know that's a silly thing to like love, but I love it, okay? And then we just have a little bathroom right here. Nothing too crazy. And then we go into our children's room. It is so bright and fun in here. I absolutely love this bed from... Is that from Eco Lifestyle? It's gonna bother... Yeah, it is from Eco Lifestyle. That is what I thought. But I just think this is darling and so cute. And then, of course, we go in here. I imagine our single mommy works from home, or single parent, whoever they are, works from home, and this is their little, like, home office area. Because this is a small-ass house. It is teeny tiny. And then we have a cute little sitting area with a guitar. I could have put the guitar inside, but where else are you going to have some, like, Mojo Dojo Casa House guitar vibes? I hope everyone got that reference. If you didn't, please ignore me. Please ignore me. But let's go on upstairs into our green apartment. I love this. I loved all the half walls I got to use to kind of create little entryways. Sometimes I have the tendency to just completely skip over entryways, and it's like, you open it, it's like, house. I know that's silly, but I think it's important to have. And then, again, more Home Chef Hustle. But I thought this particular apartment belonged to a real shelf. I absolutely love having a little cabinet vibe. These cabinets that come with the pack have the underlighting. So freaking good. So good. I love it. Love, love, love. And then we have our little dining area. This house, the upstairs apartments have 2 balconies, which is pretty dope. They just have what I would imagine, my thought process is a grill because chef, not a Blackstone, but I don't know why we don't have one of those in game. You heard it here first, folks. We need a Blackstone. We need a Suburban Dad Focus Pack. Have you guys seen the guy on TikTok who has a Blackstone and he makes fried rice for his daughters? Love that. And then some little plants because more skill building, but honestly, you could have like a really nice herb garden. I used to have the best garden in my first apartment, but I don't have space for one anymore, sadly. Then we have this room. I paired this, which is, I guess it's a dresser, but it to me is more like a console or like a side table. I don't know. It's from the For Rent pack with the Growing Together Dream Home Decorator bed, and I just thought it was gorgeous. They have a beautiful ensuite right here. Typically, if there's only one bathroom in a house, I'd rather have public access, but this is a 1-1, so I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. And then we have another balcony, just a little easel and more plants, and I just think it is so cute. This is such a good little cutesy apartment. Let's go into our self-care pink apartment. This is for basically if I had unlimited funds and could decorate however I wanted, I would throw pink all over. Pink would be covering everything, and I'm also in like a little bit of a self-healing era, except I'm not feeling super slay today because I might throw up over the amount of anxiety I'm feeling about talking literally to myself and potentially posting this video on the internet. Let's see if the anxiety gets the best of me and I don't post it. But you come in, you have a beautiful little entryway. I love this shelf. The pastel pop kit. The pastel pop kit and the book note kit, they are neck and neck for just being absolutely the best kits. When those kits dropped, I was willing to forgive EA for a lot. A lot. You know? Like, I know you have a red flag, but you gave me the book note kit. I don't care. Then we have this little rug, or little living room with this rug from Dream Home Decorator. I used it a few times in these different apartments, but it comes in beautiful swatches. I have never used a swatching game, and that's what I was talking about. By theming them by color, I got to use a lot of things I don't typically gravitate towards. Then we have a little dining area, a small kitchen, but I think that's just how the layout ended up working, but it's got everything you need. I think it's really cute. It's got nice appliances, which is good. And then as a self-care queen, had to give her a little yoga area. I don't do yoga. It's too slow for me, and it's very quiet, and God knows I don't want to sit with my thoughts in silence that long. That's why I am such a good little yapper. Then you come over into this office, which I wish I had an office like this. My office has no AC. I am currently sweating. I am sweating all over the place right now because I have no AC in my office, and it's got cute windows, but that's because my office was an extension to the house, and it was technically like a porch or a sunroom. Now it has these weird, silly little plexiglass windows that let a lot of heat in, so I would absolutely do some foul things to have a cute little office like this. Very pastel pop coated. I love it. I imagine maybe there's some kind of journalist or even maybe a book reviewer or an editor of some kind. I don't know. Then they have a really, really large primary bedroom that is so pink and so beautiful. You guys know how I feel about this wallpaper from the Paranormal Stuff Pack. The Paranormal Stuff Pack should not have been serving as hard as it did. It is such a good freaking stuff pack. I am obsessed. I used a lot of packs. I do apologize for that, but at the same time, like, you know, it happens. So let's go on upstairs into our blue apartment. We have a cute little entryway. Oops, that's embarrassing. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Perfect. Cute little entryway. And they have a really nice sized living room. They have 2 of these little egg chairs, which is fun. And it's all kind of tied together by this Get Famous rug, which is one of my favorite in the games. Then they have a little like office nook, which I thought was cute. I've been really trying to like take advantage into like built-in spaces in my houses to kind of make them look a little bit more, you know, like they have more charm, more character, like every person on HGTV says. And then their kitchen. Your Sims should be able to walk through the, you know what? I'm actually like kind of nervous. Hold on. I went ahead and moved it over a little bit just to make sure your Sims could walk through here, but I think it's darling. And then, of course, we have just one little primary bedroom. It's very tight in here, but I really like the dark blue. I like how industrial it feels, and all the wood tones I think are beautiful. Then they have just like a little chest area on this balcony. Let's go over to this balcony, which just has a little telescope and a plant. Maybe they're big star guys. I don't know. But that is the completed build. She is going to be available for download on my gallery, which is just Tiana305. And per usual, it is in the description box down below if you would like to have this beautiful, beautiful little area in your game. I think it's extraordinarily playable. It's just going to be under Pastel Apartments. But if you've made it this far in my video, first of all, thanks for letting me yap. I feel slightly better, but also slightly worse. I don't know if that makes sense. And I really appreciate you guys for watching. If you enjoyed my build, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. You know I love when you guys do that. Don't forget to drink your water, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.